Hi, everyone, and welcome to Soul Sparkle Radio. I'm so excited to be joined today by Tracy Timberlake, my beautiful new sweet friend. A little bit about Tracy. She started making videos on her bathroom floor, and she quickly became a award-winning beauty blogger and video visibility expert. She has worked with big brands like L'Oreal, Marc Jacobs, Cosmopolitan Magazine, and others. But now she works with entrepreneurs, helping them increase brand visibility, credibility, and profitability with the power of video. When she's not coaching or talking to a camera lens, you can find her nose in a book, as she is currently pursuing a doctorate degree in organizational leadership with a very special focus on female entrepreneurs. So we're so excited to have you, Tracy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Haley. I'm so excited to be here. This is so exciting. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. You struck me as definitely one that has a sparkling soul. So that's always a reason for you to be on the show. So my first and my first and only really standard question, Tracy, is what makes your soul sparkle? What lights you up from the inside out?
Gosh, I think always from growing up, like from a really young girl, I've always loved helping people like get to the next level, no matter what it was. If when I was playing sports, if it was me helping people get to the next level in whatever, like how to be a better this player. A lot of times I was actually more focused on helping other people do it than myself. So in school, like, tutoring people or counseling people, that really gets me going. Like knowing that I have an ability to impact people and help them get to their next level, that just really lights me up. It really makes me feel like, hey, I have a purpose in this life and I can help people and help them be happier. So that's something that always makes me feel super, super good. That there's a reason why I'm here and there's a reason why I have the relationships that I have or the encounters that I have, just for the purpose of being helpful.
I love it. I love it. And you're clearly doing that every day in your day-to-day life right now. So I would love for you to share the story about how you got started kind of down the path that you're on right now. You mentioned starting making videos in your bathroom. Tell us a little bit about that and how you became an entrepreneur. And then obviously that probably fueled some of the passion you have right now for helping other women entrepreneurs as well.
Yes. Okay. So when like I said, I've always wanted to help people, but when I was growing up, I didn't have like a standard, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a counselor kind of person. And of course, looking back, I know the reason why I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. It was because what I wanted to do didn't exist. Like YouTube didn't exist, online video didn't exist. But so all through college, I knew I wanted to do something businessy. I really liked business, so I majored in business and then went on to get my master's, but still kind of hopped around from job to job, never really feeling satisfied. And I would move from, the corporate world to nonprofit work to like ministry work and still feeling like I was living someone else's life. Like every job I ever had was great. I loved all the experiences. I was able to learn so much about people, learn so much about the world and myself. But after, 8 months, a year and a half of being in a position, I'd be like, is this really my life? Like, this can't really be my life. I never felt quite settled. And I have a
Mm.
younger brother who I talk about all the time because he was the complete opposite. He knew exactly what he wanted to be when he was 10. He was like, nope, this is it. There was no plan B. It was basketball or bust for him. And watching him go through the journey of dreaming to like this almost like 20 or I guess 12-year, like a 12-year journey to getting to his goal to playing professional basketball was so intriguing to me. Even when I was in college, like all of my college essays, like my entrance essays were written about him because I thought it was just the most intriguing thing to know exactly what you wanted to do, have a goal, go out and do it. And so when he finally got drafted to play professional basketball, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm in my mid-20s. I still don't know what I want to do. I really need to figure something out. And that is when I found YouTube. People have always come to me for different things like advice or whether it was I started as a beauty vlogger, so it was like hair, makeup things, or just life advice in general. So I was like, okay, well, I'm getting asked the same questions from friends, family, people on the street. Let me start making videos about this. And so I made my first video. I sat on my bathroom floor and I just started filming, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with being able to interact with people in a different way, getting my message out there to so many people. But not me having to physically be there, you know, like it was a way for me to share a message or share information, to teach people from just one, you know, like 30 minutes of sitting down. And so that's how I found YouTube. And then I started working with, like you mentioned earlier, just bigger brands who understood video marketing. They really knew that getting their products in the right hands of beauty vloggers and bloggers and getting that out there into the world, it was really impactful to gain their audience. So celebrities do this all the time. It's called the visibility effect, where you put, you know, Katy Perry with you know, perfume in her hand, and of course that perfume will sell out because everyone loves Katy Perry, and so they want it. Well, they did it with YouTubers as well, and I was like, there's really something to this. They really understand the benefit of, you know, having other people talk about their brands, and so that's how I realized that entrepreneurs were missing out on this amazing platform of video, being able to share their message beyond text, beyond graphic, using motion to share their message and to really go global. And so that's how I moved into working with female entrepreneurs and just really have a passion for it. And when I was able to combine my love of YouTube and video with my passion for business and helping people get further along in their business, it was just like the perfect marriage for me because they were things that I loved. And getting to see the results with clients like immediately it's so rewarding, like being able to celebrate with them and witness their success, and then even just helping people like get over the fear of visibility or that camera shyness, that lack of being comfortable in front of the lens. It's really rewarding to me, and then also being able to study it as a student, going deeper, you know, into like actual study and research for how women are impacting the world. It's amazing. I'm really loving the journey that I'm on right now. And I kind of think in the future, and I'm like, man, like I hope that everything in the future is as exciting as it is right now, because I wonder what that will look like, because I'm enjoying everything so much, just living in the present, but excited for what tomorrow has to bring as well.
I have a feeling you've got a lot of good stuff in store in the future.
Thank you. Well, I certainly hope so.
For sure. I feel that for you, for sure. I love it. I love the idea of helping more women be seen, because I really feel like a lot of us, and probably a lot of our listeners, have a story to tell or have a message to share. And there is a fear of, wow, is it really okay for me to put myself out in this way? Is it really okay for me to shine as bright as I'm capable of, right? So I love what you're doing to help them overcome that barrier of being seen and being visible, because you're right. There's so much magic to be made, especially from women entrepreneurs that are so passionate about the work that they're doing, and to get past that fear of being seen is it's a huge gift that you're bringing to the world. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you so much for just celebrating that with me, because you're absolutely right. And women just in general, because we define success different than men, we do have that fear of visibility initially, because we feel like we're going to be judged for it, or we're shy because we don't want people to think a certain way about us. And men don't always have those same things. Like they can just, if they have something they want to do, they can kind of just go out and do it. And women, because we are sort of image bearers of everyone around us, you know what I mean? Like our families and our friends, and if you're married or you have kids, like you're always thinking about other people and not so much yourself. And so when it comes time to thinking about yourself and sharing your own personal message, we can fall into interesting spaces of insecurity. So being able to share who we are, our authentic selves in video, it's really powerful once you kind of have mastered it and you're like, okay, I'm absolutely going to do this.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. And I also think I would love to hear from you, like, was there a point where you had to cross over and get kind of outside of that fear and give yourself permission to do the work that you're born to do? Like, was there a moment when you had to say, okay, Tracy, here we go. We're jumping in, we're diving in, and we're going to do this? Because I feel like sometimes we need to give ourselves permission. So I'm just curious if there was a time when you had to say, all right, I'm going to allow myself to go big here. And how did you break through that, your own fear, your own barrier to success?
Yeah, so I think when I first started my YouTube channel, like I said, it was solely like beauty, like hair and makeup, and like, I don't want to say they're shallow things because I love hair and makeup. I'm a hair and makeup girl and I love those things, but I knew that I had more to offer than just that. Like, I was getting questions from subscribers, emails like asking them how to build confidence and things like that, things that didn't necessarily have to do with tangible objects like hair and makeup. And so transitioning my channel from just talking about hair and makeup to more like life issues and then business issues, each of those transitions definitely kind of came in a weird way. And so I felt like, okay, how are people going to receive this? Because even though I did have an online presence and even though people did follow me, they were following me because they wanted to learn about lip gloss and blush. They didn't necessarily follow me because they wanted to learn about life skills. And most of them didn't know my background. Like, they didn't know what I was studying. They didn't know what my passions were. They just knew that I talked about makeup. So when I wanted to go deeper with just life things or business things, visibility things, I did go through that period of saying, okay, is this going to work or is it not going to work? And I just kind of had to go for it. Like, that's really it. Like, you just kind of have to press record and send it out there. And trusting that the people who need to find it will find it, that your message is powerful enough to carry, that energy is going to reach the people that it needs to reach. And those people will find you, and those people will be so grateful that you are willing and able and brave enough to share that message online. It's not for everyone. Everyone doesn't love it. Sometimes you get thumbs downs. Sometimes you get people who make comments that are not so nice. But for the people who really find value in those messages, the ones that are about self-confidence or about, like, online, getting over the fear of being online, for those people, I do it for them because I know that someone out there needs to hear it. And even if it's just one person, then I'm good. I'm like, okay, then it's that there's my one friend that needs to hear this message. And usually it's more than that. So that's good.
I love it. I love that. So what advice would you give? Like, if someone was in a position to where they had an idea and they wanted to use video in a way that would help them bring their message, what one piece of advice or tips would you want to share with them to help kind of get them past the fear or over the hump and ready to do something?
I would say initially, just don't focus so much on it being perfect. I think that's where people trip up. They're like, I know I have a story. I know I want to share something. I really want to reach these people, but they worry that it's not going to look the best. They're not going to sound the best. They're going to stutter. They're going to, stumble over their words, or they don't have the best camera. And so I say to those people, don't worry about those external things, because again, that message that you have is more powerful than anything. And when you try to be so perfect in your video, then you're taking the real life out of it anyway. And what I tell people, like, don't take the real life stuff out of your video. If you say then say like, if you say a bad word, say a bad word, whatever the case is, like, that's real life. That's your real life. And that's who you are. And you want to be as genuine as possible. So don't worry so much about perfection. Focus more on the power of your message and the fact that you are going to impact so many people, and the people that you impact, they don't care about necessarily what it looks like or the fact that you said 5 times, or because your experiences are your experiences, and you're meant to have them for a reason. Like, they're your little assignments in the world so that you can learn and you can teach others. So just get going. Don't worry about being perfect.
Just do it.
Yep, just do it. Jump right in.
Both feet. Imperfect action, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I think so many times we try so hard to make it so right that we end up not doing it because we can't ever get it perfect, right? So then you think, oh, well, I'll just not do it, and then you're not serving in the highest and best. So exactly. I love that. It's great advice. Great advice. So what else would you want to share around maybe the work that you're doing now? I mean, obviously you're working with clients now and you are in your program. You want to tell us a little bit about what the program is that you are offering and how to create more visibility for entrepreneurs and what that looks like?
Yes. So because I find that people they struggle with getting started, mostly when it comes to videos, they just don't know. They think that they need, the best and the perfect stuff. And so one of the tips for camera confidence that I always give people is understanding the equipment that you're using. The more confident you are with how to use a camera or how to use a smartphone, then the less worried about it you'll be when it comes time to record, right? So if you want to start recording something, you want to create a video, well, it's really important to get as comfortable with all the elements that are external as possible. So I created a course called Nameless to Famous. It's a self-study course, but you do have access to me limited in Facebook group and stuff. But basically it teaches everything about getting started with production, how to turn your camera on, what are the settings that you need so that you can look and feel your best. I incorporated even just beauty stuff because I think a lot of women especially, they don't know what kind of makeup needs to be on camera. So I have makeup tutorials in there and what kind of makeup they need to use for HD filming. We go over editing. I go over scripting because another thing that people kind of struggle with is what videos to start with first. So I have scripts for the first few videos. I have 25 different content ideas that you can get started with so that all of that stuff is taken care of for you so you don't have to think about it. Like you don't have to necessarily worry about, I don't know how to set up my camera. I'm now gonna have to spend 2 hours looking online to figure it out. It's all there for you in all the modules so that your work is really in sitting down and pressing record. Once everything is set, then your work is just sharing your message. And then, of course, we talk about different platforms. So YouTube, Facebook Live, things like that. Everything is in the course because I just think part of confidence is knowing what you're doing, and being confident in all the equipment stuff so that you can focus on the other stuff too.
Right. I love that. And so would that be a great way for someone just getting started that wanted to do video? That'd be a great place for them to start.
Yes, exactly. It's definitely geared towards beginners. I think, people, they know the power of video because they watch videos. We all watch videos. And, Facebook video, 4 billion people are watching Facebook videos every day. 4 billion people are watching YouTube videos every day. So I think that both places are great platforms to start sharing that message and getting it out there. And you just never know who is waiting for you. Like I tell my clients all the time, there's someone waiting for you, like on their knees praying for you to come into their life, literally. And the fact that you're hiding is not serving anybody. So let's stop hiding. Let's go ahead and make this video so that the people who are waiting for you can finally find you. Because if they don't know you exist, then how will they find you?
Amen. That's so true. So true. And I know that in my own life, we never would have found you had you not done X, Y, and Z or done that interview or done that video. So, and it's just a much easier way for people to connect with you when they can sense your energy. It's one thing to have, written words and copy, but not to have the essence of the person it's so much better to have that in video. So I love it.
Yeah.
Any other tips or advice? Other tips or advice that people would want, or how they find you? Maybe also how would they find you?
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm Tracy Timberlake everywhere. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you can find me by just searching for my first and last name. And then for final tips, I would say, just don't be afraid. You've been given your experiences, your expertise, your education for a reason. Trust in that and start to share it in whatever way you can now. Just get started. Even if it's a 30-second Instagram clip. Hey, you know what? That's enough. And it gets easier. And then the more videos you do, the better you become at it, the more comfortable you become, but also the more people you can impact too.
I love it. And that's what we're all about, bringing more light and love to the world, right?
That's right. I love that.
I love it. Love, love, love. Thank you so much, Tracy. I so appreciate you being with us today. And I will have the links to all of your things in the comments so that way people can find you if they feel called to work with you on your course and things.
Yes, thank you so much. It sounds amazing.
Thank you so much. All right. Have a great day, everyone.